Gone are the days when fans used to grow up supporting their local heroes and local teams. Thanks to football's massive global outreach, football players are some of the most well-known professionals around the world and enjoy the same status as just about any other celebrity. These players have also been known to give back to the fans whenever they get an opportunity. Mason Mount. England's win at the Euro 2020 semi-final over Denmark at Wembley Stadium was enough for fans to be elated, with all cheering that it's coming home. However, the celebrations took an emotional turn when an English player decided to surprise a little girl with his matchmaking jersey. Now, as expected, the video has taken social media by storm, and the player is earning plaudits online. Mason Mount made a young fan's night after he suddenly crossed over the barrier and brushed past security during a lap of honor following England's victory to hand the fan his shirt. Surprised and overwhelmed with Mount's gesture, the girl was seen bursting into tears and leaping into her father's arm for an embrace. The happy tears of the little girl moved millions of sports lovers around the world. The incident came to light when a fellow spectator caught the precious interaction on her phone. As the video went viral, it moved sports fans around the globe, and the 10-year-old girl, identified as Belle McNally, told BBC News that she won't wash or sell the midfielder's shirt and is instead going to frame it. Talking to a news outlet, she said she attracted the Chelsea player's attention at a previous game when he smiled and waved at her from the team bus, and so decided to make a flag for him. Describing the moment as crazy, the little fan said she didn't realize until the last moment that Mount was going to hand over the shirt to her as he was looking the other way, so I didn't expect it. When he came over and stood right in front of me, that's when I realized I had it in my hands, and it was just crazy, she added. Lionel Messi. Messi is really a class act when it comes to giving back to the fans who cherish him, and that wasn't any different when he was presented with a unique scenario on Argentina duties. That's because footage has emerged from ESPN program SportsCenter that shows a quick exchange between Messi and a young fan before Argentina's World Cup qualifier against Brazil. The heartwarming clip shows how the child was stopped by security once Messi had disembarked the team bus, only for the Barcelona legend to make a clear effort to tend to the situation. The 34-year-old actively approached the young fan, which quickly calmed the security detail before posing for a selfie that will no doubt be cherished for years to come. Considering how quickly the security reacted to the situation, Messi certainly didn't need to get himself involved and could have simply continued his short walk to relative privacy without a fuss. And that wouldn't have been necessarily a bad thing, by the way, because it must be incredibly intense as a footballer to experience that level of attention even when you don't necessarily want it. Nevertheless, that doesn't take away from the classiness of Messi taking a few seconds out of his day for a gesture that one young supporter might well talk about for the rest of his life. Cristiano Ronaldo. No doubt Ronaldo has been doubling his efforts in training to ensure there are no slip-ups, but the Portuguese star has still kept one eye on the supporters around him. That's because a truly heartwarming video emerged over the weekend that showed Ronaldo taking time out for a young supporter who is suffering from leukemia. The Portugal squad were holding a light training session at the Estádio de Bessa in Porto, and after completing the day's work, hopped on the team bus to travel back to the hotel. However, Ronaldo made sure the team bus made a brief stop, having seen that young fan Eduardo Moreira was holding a sign saying, "Cristiano, give me a hug." According to the Portuguese outlet Flash, Ronaldo demanded that the bus come to a complete halt and that Moreira was able to join him on board with the help of security guards. Ronaldo happily posed with the youngster who's been battling illness for 10 years, and it's a memory that will live with him forever. If that doesn't bring a smile to your face, we don't know what will. Argentina's Portuguese superstar is always a class act when it comes to fans in an unfortunate situation and has a long history of contributing to charitable organizations. In 2017, he auctioned off one of his Ballon d'Or trophies for £600,000 and sent all the proceeds to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Ronaldo has also made generous donations to charities helping Syrian refugees, as well as giving £5 million to help those affected by the earthquake in Nepal in 2015. It's gestures like these that saw Ronaldo being named the world's most charitable sports person a few years ago. He explained back in 2013 that his father played a massive role in this approach. "My father always taught me that when you help other people, then God will give you double," Ronaldo explained according to ESPN. "And that's what has really happened to me. When I have helped people who are in need, God has helped me more." Neymar. Watching Brazil play soccer can inspire many different things. The fashion in which the squad from this year's host nation of the FIFA World Cup perform on the pitch gives special meaning to the term beautiful game. And for one young fan who was in attendance of the South Africa-Brazil friendly in Johannesburg, watching his heroes became an up-close and personal experience. A little tyke somehow made his way onto the field and was initially led away by security. But that's when Neymar interceded on the interloper's behalf. The star saved the diminutive cutie from being shepherded away and introduced him to the rest of the Brazilian national team. The players then treated the kid like a hero, and Neymar took a photo with him before the match crasher eventually left. And perhaps the goodwill move was good luck for Neymar. He ended up scoring a hat-trick in a 5-0 result. Jermain Defoe. 4 Sunderland players visited young Bradley Lowry in his hospital room, but the 5-year-old left no doubt who his favorite player is. It was a touching moment when Bradley fell asleep while clutching striker Jermain Defoe, and the image quickly spread across the internet. Defoe was joined by teammates Sebastian Larsson, John O'Shea, and Vito Minoni, and his family said the visit had a positive effect. Bradley is doing well and is cheered up after having some very special visitors send a message on Lowry's Facebook page. "Thank you to Sunderland AFC. You've been amazing for Bradley." Bradley was diagnosed with neuroblastoma, a rare form of cancer, in 2013. When he's feeling strong enough, he's been a Sunderland mascot on numerous occasions. He already made headlines in September when Everton donated £200,000 to help his family pay for treatment. Defoe, who had touchingly been accompanied by Lowry onto the Wembley pitch when the striker made his England return after a 4-year hiatus against Lithuania in March, broke down in tears on Thursday when asked about him, declaring his best mate only had days to live. Confirmation of the 34-year-old's fears arrived. "My brave boy went with the Angels today on 7th of July 2017 at 13:35 with Mammy and Daddy's arms surrounded by his family, with several heart icons," read a message from the family on Bradley's Facebook page. Despite battling neuroblastoma for much of his all-too-short life, he demonstrated a bravery and fortitude beyond his years that humbled us all. He was truly an inspiration. Sunderland, whose miserable season, which saw them relegated from the Premier League, was given a brighter hue by Lowry's presence, asked for the family to be allowed to grieve in peace and referred to Defoe, who has moved to Bournemouth, and their heartwarming relationship. He had a special relationship with Jermain Defoe, and their feelings for each other were evident for all to see. Jermain naturally is heartbroken, the club said. Mohamed Salah. Despite not scoring against Sheffield, Salah looked quite dangerous in the moments he came into the game and saw a 1-to-1 effort brilliantly saved by Henderson's right foot. Shortly after referee Anthony Taylor blew the final whistle, one young Liverpool supporter from the away end ran onto the pitch with the hope of getting the shirt Salah wore in the 1-0 win. Once the 27-year-old forward noticed the youngster, he shook his hand, gave him a hug as well as his shirt, much to the child's delight, who ran off with his arms out wide in celebration. The pure joy on the fan's face as he posed for a picture with Mo Salah's jersey just epitomizes how lovely the beautiful game can truly be at times, so fair play to the Egyptian. Sergio Ramos. In 2017, Real Madrid hosted Real Sociedad in a mid-season La Liga clash. The home side won 3-0 because, well, it's Real Madrid, that's why. But the big story from the evening happened after the full-time whistle. While Madrid players were taking their bows before the fans, Sergio Ramos ran over to the stands to give his shirt to a lucky supporter. After a moment or so of deliberation, Ramos received an offer he couldn't refuse, and that was pork. Sweet, sweet pork. That's right, guys, a fan really did offer Sergio Ramos a package of pork in exchange for his shirt. Lomo and manteca, specifically pork fried in lard and seasoned with salt and various spices, a delicacy from the region in southern Spain where the fan hails from. Ramos agreed, threw the shirt, asked for the pork, twice mind you, took the package from a steward who facilitated the handoff, and then gleefully trotted off with the salted meat. Theo Walcott. Arsenal beat Sunderland 3-1 in FA Cup action in 2016, and after the match, Theo Walcott pulled a young fan out of the crowd to bring him on the pitch for a quick celebration. The two did the jumping back bump thing. The kid kind of ate it on the way down, but gave him a break since he probably didn't know where he was, which was Argentina at that point, and then they shook hands. The fan handled the handshaking much better than the back bump, so maybe he was feeling a little more confident, and before they could bring it in for the full handshake bro hug, he asked for Walcott's jersey. Walcott took it off and handed it to him and walked off the pitch to chance with Theo. Said noted sports hater and Vice Sports staff writer Aaron Gordon, it was a nice little moment. Agree? That's all we have for you guys today in this video. If you want to know more about the football stars and their lives, do click on one of these videos on your screen. See you guys there.